To Tazewell County, Virginia, where a youth-focused nonprofit in Richlands shut down without warning. As our Clayton McChesney explains, the center closed its doors to the public. Even the kids who were members of that center are shut out.
The Teen Venture Center no longer has a director, with no reason given by the nonprofit regarding the former director's departure. In the wake of that loss, the center voted to close the doors to restructure their organization. In a statement released to WVVA, Board Chairman Victoria Krebs apologized for the short notice. "We feel that rather than putting our energy into finding a new director, it would be best for us to focus on expanding services and offering even better options in the fall," says Krebs. The town of Richlands, who owns the building where the center is based, says they were not made aware of the decision to close before the vote was taken. Richlands town manager tells us the contract between Teen Venture and the town is nearly 30 years old. He says Richlands was not involved in the closure at all, and the town is now planning to discuss the contract in an upcoming meeting, adding, "It's hard to be a partner if the center doesn't reach out when they need help."
It sounds like they are re-examining their organizational structure and be able to do some restructuring to be able to come out and be able to continue to provide that service in the future. That's separate and apart from the town. We're more than happy to collaborate and to partner, but those decisions have been made outside of the town council.
May says the Teen Venture Center plays an important role in the Richlands community. He hopes the center will use the time ahead to plan how they will move forward. Here for you in Richlands, I'm Clayton McChesney, WVVA News.
All right, thank you for that report, Clayton. May adds that the town is planning to meet and discuss the Teen Venture Center's contract with the city on April the 9th. WVVA will continue to follow developments with this story. Ben?
Thank you, Mark.